Your journey never stops. A new adventure awaits you just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. WopeCar. Rent a car in a few clicks.
Welcome to today's episode of WopeCar Talks, brought to you by WopeCar, Freedom to Go Places. Today we're here with three interesting creatives, and we're going to talk a little bit about what freedom means to them. But before we go into that, I know we just celebrated independence, and as for me, it's something that has been on my mind, especially with the way the country is running. So I want to hear from all of you what freedom means to you as freelancers, creatives. But before we get into that, we definitely have to know you guys and what you do. So we're going to start from Samira. Tell us about yourself, and then we go to Adobe Messiah, then we come to Cut and Color.
Hi, my name is Samira Rufai. I am a fashion and lifestyle content creator and sometimes a social media manager as well. That's basically it.
Yeah, so I am Nanacho Boachidakwa II, also known as Messiah. I'm an art director and graphic designer.
Alright, I am Fiji Degbe and I am a film colorist.
Okay. All of them have very unique careers. I was tempted to call you a graphic designer, but now that I know you're an art director and... Did you even say graphic designer?
Yes.
Okay, so he's still a graphic designer, guys, anyway. But yeah, the conversation or the topic at hand is, what is freedom to you as a freelancer, a young person, all of that? And I want to believe that all of us have chosen like very unconventional paths in our career. We are not the police, the doctor, lawyer that our parents wanted us to be. Was there a point in you like choosing this career that you had a discussion with your parents, and what was the reaction like? How did they take it, Samira?
So, just my name suggests, I'm actually from like a Muslim northern family, which is usually very. So telling my parents that I was going to do content creation, I didn't even tell them, to be honest, because I was already living on my own. But when they found out, like it was crazy. So I still have my aunties call me and ask me, Samira, so you still don't have a job? And I'll be like, yeah, I don't. So and they'll be like, oh yeah, maybe someday go to do it. But my parents didn't take it lightly. My dad, for instance, I actually went to the Ghana Institute of Journalism before I did content creation. So it's not far off what I went to school for. And even that itself was like a huge thing in the house. Like, what do you mean? You could be a nurse, you could be a doctor. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. And then I finished that. And they were expecting me to work in a media house. I said, nah, I'm going to be in the house and do my own thing. And that, yeah. So I think it wasn't an easy topic to discuss. It's still not an easy topic to discuss. But I think they sometimes the love they have for you kind of surpasses every other thing. So they've just accepted it as it is.
I just feel like sometimes they say these things out of care, but sometimes it's like they care so much. Like they want you to be secure and have a future where you know that at the end of every month a paycheck comes in.
Yeah, but I also feel like sometimes they are portraying their own, sometimes not all the time, but I feel like sometimes because of things that have happened in their lives or in their past, sometimes they tend to be like a bit too cautious, like, oh, this is how I was, whatever, and it didn't work out, so you should also follow that. Like, you should actually do what the regular or average successful person would do just to get there. But
well, I think job security looks a little different to them, obviously, than we 100%. Do. But Nana, I want to find out, like, you have been in the industry for more than 10 years. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is it 15 or 12? 12 to 15. Yeah, so you've been in the industry for a really long time. And for, like, if you mention that time of being in the industry, someone would say the fact that you've been in there for a really long time means you're very successful at what you do. Mm-hmm. That's what I would say. But how would you define success, looking at all the time that you've been in the industry?
I think, well, for me, success is based on like the personal goals that I have. So probably maybe someone will see me and say I'm successful, but I don't think I have reached the particular point where I feel as though I am successful.
That's what you people always say. Hey, no, I've not gotten there. I'm just starting. We are just starting. We are continuing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to add.
Okay. What about you, Fiji?
Yeah, I also think success is a moving target for me, and so according to what I want to achieve per the time frame, and yeah, so achieving what I want to achieve in the time frame is how I'd say that I've been successful at something. But there's no ultimate success. I think true success is living life and living the purpose that you were brought here to live. But essentially, it's just hitting goals.
Before we started this conversation, I don't know if you guys heard me talking about how he answers his questions. Like, he has this vibe about him that life is not that serious.
Well, it isn't.
Just
It
like this, it's
isn't.
just like,
So
just moving and hitting goes, soft life.
I wish.
So I want to know, now that you guys are talking about this, especially with your story, was it like some form of act of rebellion or to prove to them that you can do well outside of the normal, outside of some of these boxes they've created for us? Because obviously being a doctor is not the only profession.
It was definitely not rebellion. I wasn't trying to rebel or anything. So after first of all, I just loved presenters and social media, and I think before social media like became very big in Ghana, it was just TV and all those things.
Yeah.
And I've always liked TV. I've always liked those kind of things. So I knew that at some point in my life I was going to do journalism. I just didn't know how it was going to unfold. So it was more about me just like doing what I like. And usually I'm actually a people pleaser. Usually I'll do what my parents ask me to do. But in this case, it was just something I really wanted to do. Also, after national service, for instance, I during national, like after school, we do national service. I tried sitting in an office, like doing it the 9 to 5 way. And when they maintained me, I only stayed for 3 months and I left because I really couldn't. I'm just not the kind of person that would sit on my all day, that kind of thing. I'm just not, I like certain things just don't, I
Yeah.
just don't work well in certain situations. So it was more about me wanting to do what I really want to do and me just following the path that my heart is drawn to.
I'll come back to the 9 to 5
Yeah.
because I have like a number of questions to ask around that. But I want to know, Nana, for you, have you ever, in your 12 to 15 years of doing this, have you ever considered changing your career path? Like going into the ones our parents, because I know you did science in school. So, I mean, you could easily go and do medicine, electrical, and all those very brainiac considered. Yeah. Have you ever considered that?
No, I have not considered that before.
Never.
No, it hasn't even crossed my mind.
But okay, has it ever crossed your mind to say maybe you go back to school and pursue another career, like pursue some kind of education for backup?
Oh yeah, so what I actually thought of doing was psychology, which is pretty much related to what we already do. But like just exploring that particular part and like expanding it for what I already do. So that's pretty much it. Going to school still for what I'm doing.
Your glasses are prophesying. Yeah, it's giving psychologist, but we'll move from there. But also, now we are back to the 9 to 5 question. Yeah. People say that 9 to 5, and when we say 9 to 5, we mean like having a regular job, waking up and then going to the office at 9 and then
I
closing.
think it's even 7 now. I don't even know why they call it 9 to 5 because
Well, but people say that that's where a lot of dreams go to die. Have you ever attempted 9 to 5?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I've never had one, so I can't tell.
He can't tell, Samira.
What do you say?
For you,
Would I
do you
say-
think that's where dreams go to die?
I don't think so. I think that first of all, dream is very personal to everybody. What you think is like a should be someone's dream would not be. There are people who like genuinely love 9 to 5 jobs. They love the security that comes with it. They want to just like, work and build the social ladder and everything.
Yeah.
And even those people, they are still achieving their dream because, like, they start somewhere. Someone starts as a cleaner before you know they are like the
Yeah.
whatever administrator, before you know they are the manager or whatever. So I don't think it's a place that dreams go to die because, however, if you look at it from the, I'm working for someone's perspective, that's when people, excuse me, that's when people think that, oh, dreams go to die because it's like, oh, I'm building
Dream.
someone's dream, I'm doing everything for someone. But if we look at it in a deeper level, right, sometimes even when you think you're just working for someone, you're actually building yourself. It's like when you go to like a 9 to 5 job and you feel like maybe, for instance, you're doing like an accounting job or something, right? And then you're going there, you're like selling for someone, or you're doing like doing the back to whatever. The experience you get from it, if you wake up today and decide to do it, that experience stays with you. As a matter of fact, you leave with that experience. You know what I mean? Like, you leave with whatever you were offering that person. So I don't think it's a place dreams go to die. It's just that if you go into it without any form of structure, without any form of plan,
Yeah.
then you are more likely to get stuck in the same place and then die there.
Die there.
No offense, but you know what I mean. But if you don't, like, if you're not constantly building yourself, because one thing about 9 to 5 is that people will go there, they will start at this point. They won't try to like do any courses
Yeah.
to build up or whatever. Maybe they went with like a degree. That's it. I have my degree. That's it. I'm not going to do anything to further it or anything. Of course, your dreams are going to die there
Yeah.
because you're not actively trying to build up on it.
I like how you think about the 9 to 5. I actually wish I had. I mean, I have part of that perspective, but as someone who has also experienced it before, I would be on. I would say sometimes, most of the time, dreams go there to die. The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people are not into 9 to 5 anymore, right? People do it as a means of like surviving, having something going on so that they can chase their dreams. But sometimes when you go into companies that do not care about the personal development or the development of the talent or the employee or the human resource over there, the dreams can easily die. And I'm a good example of that. My dream died and I gave it CPR and then it came back because then you don't have the time to pursue the things you want to do. There's no like work life balance. You're working on a Saturday, you're working on a Sunday. After work 5:30 p.m. to maybe like 1 a.m., you're at an event, you are covering. I think that's where that term comes from, where dreams go to die. But I also like your perspective on it because I mean it's good for us to see both sides of the coin. Is there any point in your life where you felt like, and this is to you, Nana, where you felt like did your parents ever pressure you to go into any, like, these other professions, like lawyer, doctor?
Interestingly, no.
Then this question is not for you. What about you? They didn't. Hey, God. Okay, then I'll ask myself the question. But yeah, fortunately for me too, no one has ever pressured me. But I wanted to ask that, was there any point in time where you felt like if you had pursued another career, you would be doing far off?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What career would that be?
Interestingly,
Uh-huh.
brain surgeon.
Brain surgeon.
Yeah.
From psychology to brain surgery.
I
Okay.
like the brain.
You what? You did
I like
what?
the brain a lot.
You like the brain a lot. You fancy that. Anyway. But then I just wanted to know because for me, it's not necessarily my parents saying it. I feel like the way you guys like the way you guys define success, that it's a target that you set for yourself and it's continually moving. It's like you guys appreciate the process of getting there as well. For me, I have to get there to market, like say I'm successful. So sometimes, and for that reason, I've gone back to school to pursue a degree. When I was doing okay, but then I felt like I needed to prove myself or do more. Not necessarily because of my parents, but I feel like I needed to have like some form of backing. Now let's move on to something that is very controversial. Do you think that the Ghanaian government supports these unconventional careers that we have? Anyone can answer. Okay, since are on
I
people's
don't think
chest.
so.
Okay, I like that one. Do you mind
I
explaining?
don't think so. I think I think they could be doing so much. Like they could be doing so much better. And also, I don't know if this is true. I heard they are going to be taxing content creators soon. I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, I heard that too, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe we can add a fact check
Like,
on.
yeah, I hope no, but I don't think so. I mean, I don't think so.
But if what do you think they are not doing right, and what would you do to bridge the gap?
To be honest, I think that the government could be doing a lot better. Like, I feel like, for instance, there could be some measures. Like, first of all, I don't think that they're like proper schools to like train people, right? And I know that it's not just a government thing. Like, private organizations can do that as well. But I also feel like sometimes when the government also like shows that, oh, I see you guys, and I see what you're doing, I see you, and I appreciate it. Also forces every other person to follow. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're like structures or places where creators like can truly feel like till day people don't think that content creation is a thing. Like they only recognize you if you say I'm a content creator. You're only recognized if you're big, like you're huge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just, well, sorry, I think I'm just blabbing, but does anyone think?
Well, I think that previous government organizations or governments have not necessarily um, helped, but this current one, not that I'm doing PR for them, but this current one is looking at stuff like that. The problem is there is no proper representation of creatives over there because most of them have the backgrounds of the other industries, but
Yeah.
the creatives do not necessarily go there, which is a problem because most creatives don't like talking or putting themselves in spaces where you can actually make certain changes. And so we are pretty much the problem as to why the government is not helping.
But
That's an interesting take.
yeah.
Yeah.
But shouldn't the government also like? Do you think that if the government was inviting people, creative, like, do you think if they were inviting them or like actively like pulling them? Because I think John Dumile, for instance, even though he's not like a creative, but because I feel like he was like in acting and all those things, I feel like he's more likely to be understanding of certain things. I know Sam George is doing a lot of things. Also, sorry, before I go on, can you like tell me what they are doing right now that makes you think that they're like on board?
Yeah, so
Just
the
mention.
creation of Black Star Experience is pretty much for creatives to help them in that particular direction. Also, with what you were saying, there's certain forms of creators which need to be in that particular space for that to happen. And then you also need to like have some certain level of wanting to make that particular change. So most often when people graduate from that part of creativity into business, they tend to forget where they came from.
Creativity,
You understand? So now it becomes like solely business, and then now you become like the system. You understand? If you have more people in there who are trying to make that particular change, it is going to happen. So yeah.
So in the end, the government is not doing much.
In the the government is doing what they can, but only to the extent to which they understand it. It's almost like you trying to like fight cases in terms of IP and like music entertainment or something of that sort. The lawyers here are pretty much studying other fields. They are not necessarily studying music. So until people start moving into that direction, that particular change won't happen.
Fiji
Okay.
has something to say.
Yeah, so my point of view on this is that the government does what the government does,
Yeah.
right? They set up a forum, they do the press conferences, they do the what are all those other stuff, the events,
Yeah.
bring speakers, keynotes, and all of that. It's cool, right? That's information we can find elsewhere. What really needs to be done is give creatives funding, empower them. Empowering is not telling people that
can do
your
it.
dreams are possible, you
Yeah.
can do it. Creatives need money. Creatives need fair playing ground for ease of access and then ease of execution, because execution is the real
Yeah.
thing, right? Creation is not an abstract
Yeah.
activity, right? It's physical. It needs a certain level of fuel, tangible fuel, right? And so that's what's necessary. I think the forums and all those things, it's been too much, and it's a problem all over the world.
Yeah.
It's not just a Ghana thing. That if you really want to support creators, fund them,
Yeah.
right? Invest in the schools, as you were saying, because this will bring up the creatives to do the things. Yeah, and then now starting to look for creatives who work in government agencies is not going to be a problem. But if I for some reason go and learn from all these other places and come, and then it looks as if I'm not patriotic and everything. But it's because I'm not being supported.
Yeah, true.
Right.
I mean, I agree. And one thing that is very evident, or is evident, is that even creatives who are contracted in this country by, say, maybe some government organizations, they most of the time have to go through a lot of gatekeepers to the point
Yeah.
where when it's time to pay that particular creative, it's peanuts. You know, they don't even invest in making sure that you are rewarded for what you. I've seen that there are schools that are taking up some of or teaching some of these courses to people, and I think that most of them would be doing a better job. I mean, they are doing a good job, but they will be doing a better job if they had people who had lived experiences to come and teach. And so, if the government will put those people on their payroll and bring them into these schools to actually teach these things, someone like Messiah can go in there as a lecturer and teach people what he does because he's been living it for 12 years. Someone like Cut and Color, yourself, go in there and teach people practical things, not I
Just
don't
the
know
book,
when,
yeah.
this industry has not been standardized or
Yeah,
done
not
in
at all.
such a way that someone who doesn't know anything about it should even be teaching theory. And I think apart from like having forums, there should be actual, I don't know, let me say workshops or forums that teach people the thing, not talk about it. And that's why the reason why I'm going on to your point is also because when you say that they'll come and say, now we organize forums here, we brought
Yeah.
TikTok to Ghana.
Yeah,
we
but that's
brought-"
the thing. They use the buzzwords,
Exactly.
initiatives,
Yes,
right? And
but
what
nothing
it is
is done.
just more talking.
And these people come here to advertise themselves rather than teach people how to go about these things. So I
Exactly.
think yes, the funding can go towards that. And to be very honest, they said they gave us 40 million recently. I'm also looking at what they'll do. Apart from even what all of us sitting here we do, the theater sector is also going through their own wahala.
Yeah.
There isn't much infrastructure in that space as well. And people have been bootstrapping for a very long time. Some of the biggest names we're hearing are still bootstrapping. And the government is not doing nothing really to support that. Please, if the government is doing something and you know of it, we might be wrong. So you can drop it in the comment section so that we learn.
Learn.
Yes, because
We're
we
happy
also
to
want to
learn.
exactly. We also want to go and search up those opportunities. Do it respectfully though. Don't come here and talk to, yeah. Okay, so this question is specifically for you. What you do is different. I don't know how else to say it. There are other people that do it around the world, but then for you to see an opportunity in but it's like he's in the video production, he's in the content industry, production industry, but he has carved out a niche. Like when we say someone has niched down, he's a prime example of that. All he does is not that it's a joke, not to say like that, but what he does is to do color grading and consulting on those things. For you, I don't know, how did you realize such an opportunity? What was that eureka
I
moment?
didn't. I stumbled upon it.
That's
so I
right.
used to be a photographer and
Okay.
then videographer, and then I found this thing called color grading.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, it makes your videos look better. So I started learning it as a way to make my videos stand out as a videographer. I was like, oh, I like this thing.
Hmm. It's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet. Right. And then as time goes on, I find out that this is a job.
Yeah.
People do this solely. I'm like, okay, I'll do this. And the first question you get asked is, okay, do you think you're going to make a living off color grading only in Ghana? And I'm like, yeah, give me 2 years. And then in 2 months, that's it. Like,
2 months.
yeah, I was booked. You go from being a videographer, going shooting weddings, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden there's Puma on your portfolio and Crocs and things. And
So all of a sudden, just,
Yeah,
come on, your
just-
portfolio and this guy.
it was a very happy mistake,
Wow.
essentially.
I like that you term it like that. A very happy mistake. I don't
Yeah.
know if a lot of us can say that about our mistakes, but yeah, I like that you say that. Now, for you, Messiah, I want to know. You've been doing this for long. Again, he's almost like the grandpapa of us sitting here in terms of how long he's been doing this. And what do you think young people or young creatives coming up should know about the industry before they even decide that this is where I'm going to go? The way you're smiling. Right?
I think most people are not ready to learn. That is the problem. Like the whole apprenticeship type thing, I think it's being lost. And it's something that people really need now, because now information is pretty much out there, so you can learn anything anywhere. But like that particular part where someone passes on the baton to you, the kind of things that they teach you, how to relate with the particular industry, what to learn, how to move, is being lost. And most of us don't have that.
Yeah.
We had to like struggle to get that. But if you have someone who is already there teaching you, it makes life much more easier for you. So that's what I think, that have a teachable spirit.
Have a teachable spirit. I love that. I think on that, so I think there are two sides of that coin. There are people who are in the industry who don't want to teach. And then there are people who are also coming up. In fact, Roko, how many of you have mentees? Okay, Asudieda also.
I'm guilty.
You are guilty. You are also guilty.
Have plenty.
Yeah. By the way, he's the creative director at 3 Music, so I believe
okay,
him when he
yeah.
says he has
Yes,
plenty. Yeah. You do you have some? Guilty. Okay. As for me, I plead the fifth. But yeah, I think it's on both sides of the coin. There are people who have made it and they are not willing to teach. And then there are people who are now coming up but are not willing to learn. And so for that one, if you are in any of those buckets, the people who are older that don't want to teach, I can't advise you. Me, I can't advise you. But those who are now coming up, you don't necessarily need to find or catch someone and say, you are my mentor. You are going to teach me for the rest of your life. What I used to do was, the people that had gone ahead of me, I don't brand you as my mentor. I just ask you questions when I have it. So they are your mentor, but they don't know that they are your mentor. And sometimes when you call them that, they feel this heavy weight or
Pressure.
some form of responsibility for you. So if you are younger and you feel like you need guidance and all of that, just ask people questions. We all don't know. It will surprise you the questions I ask Google and ChatGPT. We don't know shit. Like, so just ask people when you find it, and be willing to work with people without expecting monetary compensation. Yes, it sounds like free work, but it's not free work. You need to go into it knowing what you want.
Yeah.
If a young person is watching this video right now, and I believe young people are watching it as far as well as adults and parents, please send a link to your kids. What is one thing that you would tell them to do or they should know before starting this kind of non-traditional career? I know I gave that question to Messiah, but I want to give that to you as a content creator, because it's like a hot topic nowadays. Everyone wants to be a creator. What's one thing they should know before going on this path?
It's not all roses and flowers. It's not like all flowers and rainbows and I think one of the misconceptions is that content creation, I just have to look pretty,
Yeah.
do a video, smile, stand, and then success will start coming. But it's like a roller coaster. Like a creative. I hope creative. Like it's a roller coaster. Sometimes it's smooth. Sometimes it's bumpy. Sometimes you want to quit. You know what I mean? So I would say that it's a journey, and don't expect overnight success. Be willing to learn, like he said, teachable spirit. Be willing to learn as you go. Because the thing about social media is that one moment you feel like, this is how I'm going to start doing my
Yeah.
videos. Like I have it on lockdown. The next moment, Instagram decides to switch something.
Yeah.
Everything you thought you knew is gone. Like you have to like constantly evolve with it. You have
Yeah.
to, like, it's something that you have to constantly learn, constantly evolve. I would say that you have to be resilient as well. Because one thing people forget is that when you start doing, like, being a creative, you're not working for someone, you're not working for yourself.
yourself, yeah.
Which means if you're not disciplined, if you're not resilient, if you're not all the whatever words, you will give up after a day or two. Because you have to remind yourself that, hey, if I don't go and post that video and get paid, I'm not like, if I don't go and post that video, I'm not going to get
literally,
paid.
you're not eating.
Like YouTube, for instance, if I don't post, no one is going to watch the ads. I'm not going to get paid. So I think it's a lot of work, and you should be prepared for it mentally, physically, and emotionally.
You don't have to state numbers, but what's the financial side of it like? What's financial freedom for you as a content creator?
So
what is it looking like? Because hold on, because someone saying now you are saying that it's difficult, but you are doing it.
I am.
You are doing
Don't
it.
get me wrong. One of the things that
what's the financial aspect of it like?
One of the things that I always tell anybody, if you've ever asked anybody who asks me, Samir, I want to do content, I always say, do it. Like, I've never discouraged anyone. And the reason is that people have to experience it to know what it entails. Once in a while, I actually go and grab my friends or whatever, and I just do something with them just so that they will know that actually, and they'll be like, hey, it's hard though. And I'm like, in terms of the finances, right? When you get paid well. It's a fact. Like when you get a good gig, like when a creator said, hey, this gig is usually good.
Yeah.
It's like something that the average 9 to 5, not all of them, sometimes you can
Believe
get,
me, it's not even close.
sometimes you can get paid, like just for one job, you can
Yeah.
get paid what someone would probably like take months to earn. You get what I mean? So in terms of the money, it's good. Don't get me wrong. And also, if we are being honest, I don't think content creation is like harder than most 9 to 5 jobs or like what. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to say that people assume that because people are sitting in front of a camera, it's easier, but it's not as easy to.
Yeah.
It might not take like a lot of lifting, but it takes
I
a lot of
agree with
emotional
you.
and whatever.
I agree with
So in
you.
terms of finances, like, they pay good. Okay.
Oh yeah, they pay
They
good.
do pay good. Okay.
I've sat
But they're also
behind,
quiet times.
Yeah. I've sat behind vouchers and I've seen
What they
the
do.
amount of money and I'm like, this is like
God.
my 2 years salary. Oh. And I'll just sign it, then I'll be doing
For somebody.
then I'll give it to someone. If you are not lucky, Seth, they'll tell you to send it to them and add Momo charges. But yeah.
So yeah, you get paid. There's a lot of money in it. However, there are also slow seasons. Like you said, there's security with 9 to 5. Content creator, you can get paid like maybe let's say you can get $1,000 this month, and then maybe next month you don't get anything. You get what I
Yeah.
mean? It's not stable. Like it's not something that it comes 1 month you can get like back to back deals, and another month is like crickets. So
On that note, how do you diversify your portfolio to be able to make sure that when you are not getting money from here, you're getting money from somewhere else? Messiah, you have like 100 clients.
I know.
Well,
Well,
getting clients so that during the slow seasons you still have stuff. In terms of diversifying your portfolio, one thing that you can pretty much do is like spec ads. So like maybe you want to pitch for a deal with Puma or something else. You do something in relation to what you think can attract them. So let's say photography, you do something with that sort. You beef up your portfolio. You pretty much create anything that you want to. So maybe you want to enter into the fintech space, you do something related to that part, which is something that you already do, and then put it out there. So it's pretty much like putting yourself out there, because if you don't, nobody will do it for you.
and you are, well, this is what I'm thinking, right? Maybe for you, it's going to be like, since you do color grading, you probably sell presets.
I actually don't.
You don't.
Yeah.
Is it something you are going to consider as another stream of income? Because
Yeah, I might, but I'm not focused.
you are not focused on that. So what are the other things that you do to create other streams of income?
So I take serious time to do research on being financially prudent. And so you have investments in
Oh, okay.
stock markets, right? International stock markets, the Ghana stock markets, right? Look to buy land, stuff
Yeah.
like that, right? And another source of income is that you can literally have more than one business. Right? You can just do stuff, right? So I have a post-production company and I have a production company. And when the production company has a project, guess who's grading it?
Yeah.
The production company. And I'm making twice the money.
Yeah.
Right? But also, as they're saying, the slow seasons. It all sounds fun and really wonderful that we're saying, oh, you make a lot of money on it. But yeah, you can make $900 one month and $9,000 the next month. And the other month is basically like you're on vacation.
Yeah.
Right? So being able to manage your
Finances,
the financial aspect of the business is really important. I struggled with that in the beginning because 18, 19-year-old and making a couple $1,000 a month is right. You buy the shoes, buy the clothes, stuff go out,
Yeah.
right? But
You
then
try
you
to
realize,
look the parts, Yeah.
yeah, you realize, okay, now you've got it all out of you. What's next, right? I want to marry and things, right? You see, you have to be
Save
responsible
for that, yeah.
about it. Yeah, so that's what I'll advise other people to do. Take your financial life seriously.
Seriously. Okay. So it's not only about just being a creative and putting. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
nice that you are doing all of that. Like, we like you for that, but also try as much as possible to be. In fact, be financially, is not try as much as possible. Be financially responsible, because there will be down seasons. And when
Yeah.
those down seasons come,
You need to understand that money is hard to come by.
yeah,
No matter how easy it looks like other people have it, money is hard to come by, right? Your clients work hard for that money.
Yeah.
And so at some point, they are trying to figure out if they want to save the money or give it to you.
give it to you.
You're literally in competition with other people's life problems, right? And you need to understand it from that perspective and take it that seriously. It's a very serious issue.
It's a very serious issue.
Yeah,
Don't
it
let
is.
anyone tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And I like that you touched on financial literacy and independence as well, because I think that, unfortunately, a lot of people underestimate people in this space. They think that we are not smart, unfortunately. And that was why growing up, you see visual arts students were associated with those who are not very, very smart. But that's not the case. In fact, I can tell you that more than 70% of these people and graphic designers and creatives, content creators you see over there were on their way to medical school. And I can count almost all the people around me were on their way to medical school of some sort. So it looks like that, but like, yeah, let's drop that misconception. Anyway, I want to know what freedom looks like for you if you're someone, whether you're in the 9 to 5, you're a creative entrepreneur like the people seated here in the studio. I want to look what I want to know what freedom looks like for you. Freedom to me is being able to buy on the podcast and no one will come for me. No one will come for me. So type what freedom means to you in the comment section. And if you know someone who would benefit from this conversation, you would be the most important person in their life if you send them this. They'll buy you a GLE, I promise you. If they don't buy it for you, come and ask me. We'll go and collect it for you. But yeah, let us know what freedom means to you. If you're in the 9 to 5, you're a freelancer, a creative entrepreneur. And also, if you're in the 9 to 5, I want to know, do you think 9 to 5 is where dreams go to die? I've been your host, Ivy DeGraft Henson, on the WopeCar Talks, and this has been an amazing episode. I hope you come back later for more episodes. Hopefully you see my face again. If you don't see my face again, protest. Okay, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Never stops. A new adventure awaits you just a few clicks away. A road trip or vacation, a time to connect with those we care about. We take on the hassle so you don't have to. We are here to give you the freedom to go places. WopeCar. Rent a car in a few clicks.